It seemed like he focused on me, and Lamont Roach is focused on him. I think I'm going to go put my bet in on Lamont Roach.
Why you keep bringing up Shakur? Stevenson? Mad fighters out here. I'm fighting Shakur. I'm fighting Lamont. You keep bringing up Shakur, bro.
Yeah. And if you look at Lamont Roach, though, I mean, if you look at his skills, he's not really a pushover. He's a really good fighter. You know, he's a fighter that you can't overlook.
Shakur Stevenson warned Gervonta Tank Davis before his fight with Lamont Roach. Stevenson tweeted, "Stay focused, Lamont ready to tap that chin," suggesting Roach could be a real challenge. This adds to the rivalry between Stevenson and Davis. During a press conference for the Davis vs. Roach fight, tensions rose when a reporter mentioned Stevenson. Davis, looking annoyed, responded sharply, saying he was only focused on Roach and didn't want to talk about Stevenson.
Who would you say is more accomplished in the sport, Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson?
Accomplished in the sport? What you a Shakur fan or some shit?
No, I said Lamont Roach or Shakur Stevenson.
Why you keep bringing up Shakur? He's fighting. Mad fighters out here. I'm fighting Shakur. I'm fighting Lamont. You keep bringing up Shakur, bro. Get out of here. You from New Jersey or something?
No, I'm from here, from D.C.
Yeah, what's the problem? That's probably why. I will fuck Shakur up and that nigga.
Shakur Stevenson responded to comparisons with Gervonta Tank Davis by pointing out that they have different fighting styles. He admitted that while both are great fighters, their skills are unique, making them stand out in their own way.
Tank is the face of boxing, and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches coming my way, I know how to get away from them.
Right.
At any given time. Our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him, but at the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter, but I'm special in my own right too.
In an honest interview, Shakur Stevenson shared his thoughts on Gervonta Tank Davis, saying, "I respect his skills, not his personality, he's a clown." This shows that while Stevenson admires Davis as a boxer, he doesn't like how he acts outside the ring. Comments like this add to their rivalry, making a future fight between them even more intense, both professionally and personally.
You said that you're putting your money on Lamont Roach, but if Tank gets the victory, is that the obvious fight that's going to be next?
Yeah, it's the 2 best fighters in boxing. Gervonta Tank Davis is a hell of a fighter. I keep telling y'all he got great skills, but I'm better than him. I'm better than him at hit and don't be hit, and he can't beat me.
Was it a bit frustrating tonight with Padley just not being willing to play ball?
Nah, it ain't frustrating. I mean, that's what he's supposed to do. He was supposed to come in here, give it his all, make sure that he make it to the 12th round. That's what he was trying to do. So I succeeded at my job, and he tried to do his job.
I imagine that Tank was tweeting LOL because it took you so long to get rid of him, but you didn't prepare for him. Did you have any idea how he was going to fight or what his style would be before the first bell rang?
Nah, I actually really ain't watch him that much, but once again, Tank's style, he's a power puncher. He's a guy that's trying to knock you out. I'm a guy that's trying to break you down, pick you apart, win. If the knockout comes, it comes. So 2 different styles, but I'm better than him at the art of boxing.
And obviously, you and Tank have your disses here and there, but you kind of alluded to it a couple of seconds ago. Is there deep down respect for each other?
I got respect for his game. I don't got respect for the person. I think he's a clown.
Okay, last one.
Make that fight happen, Shakur.
Turkey got all the money, so put the biggest fight on. I mean, let's negotiate. I think both of us can make a lot of money, and I'm ready to make it happen.
All right, thanks, guys.
Lamont Roach has confidently called out the top fighters in the 135-pound division, specifically challenging Shakur Stevenson. This move shows his ambition to prove himself among the best in the lightweight division. By calling out Stevenson, Roach hopes to secure big fights that will boost his reputation and give him a chance to show his skills against top competition.
Who you looking to fight next after this fight? Like, Tank over, win, lose, draw, whatever. Who you want next?
Look, if y'all don't know, even after I beat Tank, I'm gonna go back down to 130 and handle some smoke that I got down there at 130. All the champions, I got smoke with all the champions. I wanted to unify at least one belt at 130.
Okay.
So whoever the champion is, whoever the champions are, hopefully I can just line them up and then take him out. It's good fights. The champions are Lomachenko, Shakur, and another guy from Ukraine, Denis Baranchik, something like that.
Okay. I feel like you and Shakur is a really... I think people in the comments are actually wanting that fight, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, that'd be a good fight.
Yeah, it'd be a great fight.
Yeah, they can fight. Shakur can boogie, for sure.
Lamont Roach confidently called himself the total package, saying he has all the skills needed to succeed in the ring. He also suggested that Gervonta "Tank" Davis sometimes doubts himself, which Roach believes could give him a mental advantage in their upcoming fight.
Just overall being something that he's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm assured.
When he talks about you not bringing your family, what goes through your mind when you hear him say that?
I ain't worried about that.
Jordan Roach, Lamont Roach's brother, is fully confident that Lamont can defeat Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Having seen his brother's hard work and training up close, Jordan believes Lamont has everything needed to win.
So, speaking of Big Bro, man, he's got a big fight coming up March 1st, man. Barclays Center, Brooklyn. I will be in the house against Tank Davis, man. How excited are you for that fight?
I'm excited to, be brothers with the new face of boxing. So I'm very excited.
So obviously you see little Big Bro coming out with the upset. A lot of people are going to pick Tank going into that fight, but how do you see that playing out?
I see my brother walking out victorious. So there's no doubt. Not because it's my brother, but because I've seen him in the...
Some analysts predict that Gervonta "Tank" Davis will knock out Lamont Roach in the 7th round, followed by his signature backflip celebration. This prediction matches Davis's usual style of finishing fights in the middle rounds and putting on a show, reinforcing his reputation for skill and entertainment.
Yeah, man, I mean, it's going to go. Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plants for White, and say, who do you want next? And Tank's going to say, I want all those guys. And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, who do you want next? He say, I want all the guys. This is a pretty much Tank script.
Teofimo Lopez shared his thoughts on the fight, predicting that Gervonta "Tank" Davis will defeat Lamont Roach. He believes Tank's power and skills will be too much for Roach to handle.
So you think you dominate Tank?
I think I dominate any of them. If you really look at it, if you gotta really tap in on this, look at the resume, all that extra, whatever. There's a certain limit that you hit, right? But then there's that next criteria or that next top tier. And if you don't match that, you never gonna know how great you really are. And I've done that a few amount of times already. I jumped out that box and done that. So I have yet to see Gervonta come out of that box yet. You know what I'm saying? They're about to put him with a guy at 130 pounds. Whether he's a champion or not, you're getting a guy lighter than you to come up and weight to make you look good again. I'm saying.
Despite Lamont Roach's impressive skills and achievements, he's often underestimated against big-name opponents like Gervonta "Tank" Davis. This may be due to his lower media exposure and fewer high-profile fights, leading some to overlook his true potential.
To be in that position as the 1-2 in boxing, number 1, number 2, I should say, he's in the position where as though he can call the shots. Yeah. And if you look at Lamont Roach, though, I mean, if you look at his skills, he's not really a pushover. He's a really good fighter. He's a fighter that you can't overlook. He has great skills.
Shakur Stevenson has made it clear that he wants to fight Gervonta "Tank" Davis, showing respect for Davis's skills and believing their matchup could be historic. Stevenson's confidence in his own abilities and the excitement surrounding the fight could make it one of the biggest bouts in boxing history.
If there's a gun in your head, when are we going to see the Shakur Tanks, the Shakur Devin, the Devin Tanks?
There's only one fight that is really
the one.
Bad. Like, if we were gonna be for real about it, like,
keep it on. What's the fight?
My opinion, because we talking about skill and boxing, all around boxing, right?
Yeah.
Because we ain't talking about somebody that just got a good jab or what.
Yeah.
We talking about all around.
Can do everything.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah.
Me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens.
Y'all, what you think? Like 147, 140?
Nah, hell no.
135?
35, 40, I don't know. I could see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
Yeah, I think Tank will sign that contract.
Damn.
And I'm going to sign a contract too, so it's
Then
like...
you're going to get it on.
A potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Tank Davis is being seen as a huge event in the lightweight division. Both fighters are undefeated and have unique styles, blending skill and power for an exciting matchup. This fight could unify titles and cement the winner's legacy in boxing history.
Fuck no. I ain't never been knocked down a day in my life. I ain't never really been like hurt in no fight. Like far as, cause people took when I said this wrong. Like I got hit with a body shot before that I felt. They could like if you want to call that hurt. But I'm talking about like somebody hit you in the chin where like people say you chinny and all that kind of stuff. You ain't got no chin. I never like felt nothing. No chin shot where I was buzzed or hurt or nothing like that in no fight that I had. So, in sparring, fight, anything. So, nah.
Boxing analyst Showbiz the Adult shared his views on the upcoming fights, saying Gervonta Tank Davis should have no trouble beating Lamont Roach. However, he admitted that a fight against Shakur Stevenson would be much tougher. He pointed out that Shakur's technical skills could create serious problems for Tank in the ring.
I think it's unfortunate that we rush to judgment. Case in point, Ortiz Madrimov. There's people who think Madrimov is going to destroy Ortiz. Nobody can name any of his other fights. It's only because he put on a good performance against Terrence Crawford. We'll name his best one. We rush to judgment, throw away everything Ortiz did, his tooth and nail fight with Boachuk, and we rush to Madrimov being this Gene Tunney. Wait a minute. Let's see. The jury is still out. Let's see him against Ortiz. Let's see. So Shakur has the worst performance ever from a high-level fighter against De Los Santos. All of a sudden, he's a boring fighter. Him against Artem, he didn't knock him out, but it was a good performance. It's just that their rush to judgment, he's already tagged as a boring fighter. And I'm going to make the case that he was hurt. He was fighting with one hand. And it's not an excuse, it's a reason.
Many analysts and fans agree that Shakur Stevenson is one of the most technically skilled fighters in the lightweight division.
Facts or cap, Shakur Stevenson can beat Gervonta Davis.
Honestly, I think that's facts. We seen Tank last fight. We seen how much he got hit by Frank Martin. We also seen big struggle with Pitbull. So I think when you get a technical fighter like Shakur Stevenson, he gonna break him down, and I don't think he gonna wait for that knockout to come like all his other fights.
Man, that's cap. I should just sit here and be quiet. I probably still win. People try to say he's not a boxer's boxer, but Tank is a real technician, and we all know he's second to none when it comes to power. They always just say people could take a punch, but it's a difference between a punch and a Tank punch. Shakur gonna have to just show me.
Some believe Shakur Stevenson can outbox Gervonta Tank Davis, while others argue he lacks the knockout power to hurt him. If they fight, the outcome may depend on whether Shakur's precision and ring IQ can overcome Tank's power and aggression.
I can't imagine a way Shakur can beat Tank. I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm saying with these eyes, I can't see it. Here's my thing. The one thing Shakur has, he's not. Shakur has slickness, but he's not slick. The best way to explain this is Devin Haney. Devin Haney isn't slick. He's athletic, but he's not slick. Who's slick is Tank. Tank was in there swimming without getting wet and countering. He's actually the slick fighter. Shakur is elusive, but not slick. And here's the thing. He also doesn't hit hard enough to hurt Tank. And he won't open up enough because he will be intimidated by Tank. Tank will knock him out. If that fight's made, I'll put 10,000 on Tank for the knockout.
There is growing speculation that Gervonta Tank Davis avoids fighting highly skilled technical opponents like Shakur Stevenson. Critics claim Tank prefers opponents he can knock out rather than those who could outbox him. This has led to accusations that he is avoiding Shakur and other top fighters in the division.
Do you think Tank be ducking fights?
Nah, I don't think so.
Don't let him get you in, like.
Nah, like real shit. I
That's the
just don't
question.
think so.
I be hearing stuff like this.
It's a lot of like men in this sport that, you know what I'm saying, they get in there. So I wouldn't necessarily deem a lot of men scared of another man. But because there's a lot of shit come with it. It's like you gotta think the business. Sometimes the business don't line up. Sometimes people do price themselves out of fights, like ask for a crazy number. You know they're not gonna give it to you. And you're like, oh well, we tried to make the fight, but they didn't give us.
They won't give us some money.
Come on, bro, you're not that. You're not gonna get that money. So you're not gonna get that money nowhere. So like you ask me for and stuff like that. But I don't necessarily think he ducking. I think if the cards lined up right, I think that he'll be able to fight the people that he want to fight.
Well, when you beat him, who would you want to fight next?
That's a good question. I want to be able to defend both titles because I'm the champion at 130. So I want to be able to defend at 35 and 30. So whatever is more appealing and what I want to do. So maybe I fight a champion at 35 if it's available. But I got smoked with somebody at 130 or a couple people at 130. I want to be undisputed at 130.
Okay.
So I want to win those belts. But I still want to fight at 35, and obviously the bigger names are at 35. I want to fight.
Shakur Stevenson says he would need to be at his absolute best if he ever fights Gervonta "Tank" Davis. He admires and respects Tank's skills, recognizing the challenge he would bring in the ring.
I got to make sure that I'm on top of my game because there's a lot of great fighters in the division. Even though I think the division was overrated because they wasn't fighting each other. But now that they fighting each other, there's a lot of great fighters, and I got to be on top of my A game.
Tank has been accused of avoiding a fight with Shakur Stevenson, but Stevenson has also struggled to secure big fights.
The sixth boxer that ducked Shakur at 135, if he can't get the Tank fight this year, he need to just move to 140. It's pointless sitting at 135. Zepeda scared. Tank won't fight him. Loma won't fight him. He not gonna fight Keyshawn. There ain't nobody left. This shit is just nasty work, man. Did y'all see this shit? When Floyd said his dad was lying about all that passport shit?
Yeah, I saw that.
Nah, I ain't see that. They lied?
Yeah, he said my dad was trolling. We was trolling.
Lord
man, they won't never
mercy.
looking to take this fight, man. They won't never looking to fight Shakur. Shakur been saying it the whole time. I hope they show up to the fight. And they showed up in Saudi and still.
Legendary heavyweight champion Mike Tyson shared his thoughts on a potential fight between Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Tyson said he's excited about the matchup and predicted that Tank would win because of his explosiveness and ability to finish fights. He called Tank a knockout specialist, making him the favorite in his opinion.
Mike, who would win out of Shakur and Gervonta?
Gervonta Davis?
Yeah.
I like to go with Tank. Everyone's going to go with Tank, It would be a very interesting fight. Shakur takes a good shot, though. He's a specialist. That's why some fights that he doesn't look good in, because he's so superior. He is boring watching sometimes. But he's a specialist. He knows what he's doing. He's hard to beat. To bring out the best in Shakur, you got to pressure him like Tank. Tank will bring out the best of him, and we'll see a great fight. Tank is just a monster right now.
Lamont Roach has stated that he has been waiting for a chance to fight the best in the division for 2 years. He believes his time has finally come and that he is ready to prove himself against top opponents like Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Shakur Stevenson.
I don't know if y'all know, but I've been in the Tank sweepstakes 2 years ago. A fighter's biggest payday around our weight class is going to be against Tank.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. The Canelo sweepstakes, obviously when you fight Canelo, you're going to get a bag. The Tank sweepstakes, obviously you fight Tank, you're going to get a bag. I got a call from them 2 years ago before he fought Hector Garcia. I wasn't champ at the time, and Hector was a champ. And I was the mandatory, that's crazy, I was the mandatory for Hector. He used his same, I'm doing air quotes. I'm doing the same thing. Hector used his special privilege to fight Tank instead of me, so I had to wait.
Because he didn't want to lose to you, so if I'm going to lose, I'm going to fight Tank. Because if I lose to the champ, ain't no payday. I'm still the champ, and I can still keep on going and fight. That's a business decision.
It's a business decision. That's what
we're talking about. That's business.
Showbiz the Adult noted that outside-the-ring factors could affect Gervonta "Tank" Davis in his fight against Lamont Roach. He suggested that Roach may be entering his prime, while Tank could be dealing with distractions that impact his performance. If that happens, Roach might have a better chance than many expect.
Gervonta versus Lamont Roach. We've all seen this as an easy fight for Tank. But now thinking about it, and maybe this is by design, who knows? I may be taking the bait, but there's a lot of outside messy things that's going on that makes me say, okay, his performance against Lamont Roach may just be in jeopardy. One, all the things and all the rumors you're hearing about his team. Alvin Ford, is he training Tank? He doesn't seem happy about the sport of boxing, saying boxing sucks. He hasn't been sounding positive. It's just a bunch of stuff outside that makes me think, is his heart in it? All right, if you look at face-to-face with Lamont Roach, he's not saying anything against Lamont Roach. He's saying things against everybody else but Roach. It's almost like Lamont Roach isn't his op, while Lamont Roach, this is his moment for Tank. So
You can expect this to be the best Lamont Roach you've ever seen versus probably the worst Gervonta Tank Davis you ever seen. And this may be an opportunity to get to the bag.
Despite Roach and his supporters being confident, many boxing experts believe he doesn't have the skills to beat Gervonta Tank Davis. Critics argue that Roach has never faced someone with Tank's power and speed, making an upset unlikely.
Do not buy Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. Don't spend y'all money. Don't give a dime towards it. This is crap. This is crap, and this is who y'all call the face of boxing. When he could have won at many other fighters who would have gave him a challenge. This dude ain't got no skills. I'm watching him versus Ray Perez right now. This dude ain't got no skills to beat Tank. This dude ain't got no skills to beat Tank. He lost to Jamel Herring. Jamel Herring ain't have enough skill set to do nothing to Shakur Stevenson. I'm not taking nothing away from Lamont Roach. Y'all don't buy this fight. Don't give him no credit. Nothing. Nothing. He'll never be unified, never be undisputed. He's just there for the money. He should never go in the Boxing Hall of Fame doing this. He's no different than Canelo Alvarez. He's a bomb. He's a bomb.
That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more next time.